Welcome to the world of some edibles, where there's a variety of CBD and THC delights. Whether it's cookies, brownies, or rice cereal bars, Some Edibles has what you're looking for. Milligrams of CBD and THC on the label will help you discover your magical number. Not too little and not too much, just right. Order at someedibles.com and use coupon code DRUNKEN for 10% off your order. That's coupon code DRUNKEN for 10% off your order at someedibles.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Drunken Housewife Reviews. I'm Sarah, the Drunken Housewife.
And I'm her husband / host, Ian, who tries to keep her on the rails best I can.
And that's
Drunken
a full-time
housewife.
job. Full-time job. And tonight is kind of different for us because this one is all about Ian. I'm just the eye
Well, I
candy
would
for
say
this
mostly.
one. You
I
want
would
to
say mostly.
introduce our guests?
We do have with us the crew of the No Means No, No Means Nothing podcast, where we talk about one of our favorite bands, No Means No, in depth. And we will talk about how they got together, what the podcast is about, and other things that we can talk about.
Matthew, where's your shirt?
Yeah,
I'm wearing
Matthew,
a Packy
where's your
t-shirt.
shirt?
Gotta plug the logo.
Well, hey, that's
different
pretty
logo
good.
stuff.
That's pretty
Guilt
good.
by
I like that.
association.
I like that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to break out the Dead Bob No Means No. We're
Nice.
live.
An OG. An OG.
Yeah. I'm
It
not
is,
gonna
isn't
lie.
it?
It's the second No Means No shirt he's had on today. He's been like a woman all day.
Yeah.
What am I going to wear?
Yeah.
You should have done your hair better.
Well, you know.
I think it's lovely.
Squeak.
Yeah, my other shirt was the cover to The Worldhood of the World as Such.
Ooh,
On
nice.
the, on the front and on the back, a potato
Big
sack.
potato sack.
A potato
Yes.
I
sack.
have that one. I
He
never
knows
used
what
to
I'm
wear
talking
it because
about.
it's the big plastic logo that
Yeah.
makes you nice and
Yes.
sweaty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
And he actually has, he can't show you because it's on his leg and that would require gymnastics, but he does actually have Dead Bob.
Oh,
On his-
no, that needs to be shown.
Tattoo
Well,
on
I put
his
that
head.
on the Facebook group.
Well,
That's
I mean,
right.
do you want to stand up and show your leg? Real
Well, I
quick?
don't know if we could actually.
Hold the
I
end.
can't bend that way.
We'll do it if you
So-
stand on the chair. I'll hold you.
A little bit of comedy for the podcast. Okay.
Do it. Peer pressure, peer pressure.
I can't pressure
Leg
Ian
pressure,
to
leg
get naked on the
pressure.
show. It's not fair.
Drop your pants and show us.
Oh, my
Anyway,
God. Oh, God.
Well, I would say like 90% of the.
You should have more
podcast.
wine on that
There
note.
we
Oh,
go.
my God. Wait, aren't we supposed to introduce what we drink? Oh, wait, this is their podcast.
That's
Yeah.
what
Podcast.
that was my next point. I was going
You
to
know,
make.
I personally tonight I decided to go classy with the Naked Grape Moscato
Nice.
in one of the vintage wine glasses that my parents collected through the years because I'm a classy bitch.
Excellent.
Whoa, nudity. Nudity with
Nudity.
grapes.
There you go.
Yes,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you would care to share your beverages of choice.
Well,
I mean,
was
I'll.
getting to that
Mm.
actually.
Yeah.
What I'm getting really nervous here talking to you guys. I'm like
Normally
What?
I carry it because I'm a talker
Exactly.
and I do not
Because
know
I
the
actually
basics. So you
love
guys get
the
to
podcast, so
yeah, you
anyway,
guys get to try
just
and
let me
educate
stammer
me.
through this a little bit. Anyway, they talk about at the beginning of the podcast the power of positive drinking.
Which I fully believe in. I fully
Yeah.
believe in that.
And you should elaborate on why you guys call it that.
Yeah, well, there's a fabulous EP, No Means No EP, called The Power of Positive Thinking, which has some real bangers on it. And then Matthew, at one point, we started the segment before we'd named it, just kind of, I think, organically. And then Matthew was like, wait a minute, we got to call it The Power of Positive Drinking.
Yeah.
So there we go. And so that's, you guys
You're
know, you
clever
need a little,
bunch.
you need a little icebreaker at the beginning
Yeah.
Yeah,
of starting one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
And normally for us, like we record, we're all West Coasters, right? So for us, it's kind of mid-afternoon. So I'm really boring today because I got homework and shit I got to do with my kid later. So I can't get drunk. So I've got like a nice cup of tea instead of booze because it's a little bit for the yard arm for me over
You
here on
kind
the
of
West
slipped
Coast.
some whiskey into it. I mean,
Well,
know.
maybe I did, and I just not telling
Maybe
anybody.
you did, maybe you
flash a
didn't.
little Irish in there.
Nobody will never know.
No,
No one will know. No one will
I
know.
don't know.
Secret is safe with me.
Exactly.
What,
And,
my turn?
I
Oh,
guess,
yeah,
and
sure.
I'll just say too. I guess my name is for those who don't know us,
Oh,
right?
yes.
My name is Jordan, one of the dumb podcast hosts of that stupid podcast. So
Aw, you're
go
not
ahead, Michelle.
dumb.
Well,
Hey,
often.
God damn, my lighting fucking blows. Somebody help me. I need one of them rings. I got a Dunkin' Donuts cup filled with
Woohoo!
Pete's fucking French roast coffee.
Oh look,
Wait.
a Dunkin'
A Dunkin'
Donuts.
Donuts with Pete's French roast. It puts hair on your chest.
Excellent.
I learned a
That's true.
valuable lesson. I was working with my nephew, who's a former Marine, and the rule was whoever gets to the store first makes the coffee. I learned to be early after he made the coffee. Because if a Marine makes you coffee, your spoon will stand up in the coffee.
Yeah.
And then
how I
come
like it.
speeding away at the spoon. I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
it will greet you.
that's
It
good
will greet
copy.
you. It will stand up out of the pot and go, "Hey, what's up?"
Sounds
So,
like my kind of
yes.
cup.
Yeah.
Every time I
So-
see a Marine, I will think erect spoon.
Yes.
As one
And offer
should.
them a crayon. I don't know what that is. It's something Marines and crayons. I don't know, but they're called the crayon eaters. So
How about
there's
that?
your
All right,
little bit
Matthew,
of
what-
trivia.
What do you got?
Yeah, Matthew.
Well, I got the Strange Fellows Velvet Porter.
Oh, that's the one you've had
Local-
before.
I haven't had this one
Sexual
before, actually.
chocolate, sexual
It's
chocolate.
beautiful, beautiful stuff. Yeah, Strange Fellows Brewing here in Vancouver, BC, where I am located. So that's where I am. I'm outnumbered here at one of 20% Canadian content.
That's
which
right.
is, fulfilling our CanCon rules.
Gotcha.
And you're one of the cymbals on an electric drum set, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Sweet.
in my garage / studio / workshop.
With a
And,
map of the world behind you. Awesome. Oh, wait, I
yeah.
don't have to describe what you're doing because
We can see
We're
it.
being
can see
seen.
you.
Right.
We can
Yeah.
see
We
you.
can see you
So
now.
remember,
God.
no picking your noses because you are
Oh,
on
damn.
camera.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
don't.
We always
I
record with
pick
the
his
video.
nose, but
Well, you should. That's entertaining. We always record with video on, but we never record the video. So it's this is a first for us. I think this might be the first time many folks out there, anybody
Yeah.
who watches this,
No.
listens to our podcast,
Possibility.
will have seen our faces.
yes.
Mhm.
Well,
Wow.
he had to get me drunk to talk me into this.
Well, not this particular episode, just the
Yeah,
podcast.
Just in general, the podcast.
In general, I had way too many margaritas during lockdown, as one did.
Yes.
And I was ranting and raving about something, and he said, and then I was like, we should start a podcast where I can just rant and rave about stuff. And he goes, okay,
yes,
So-
dear.
here we
Yeah.
are.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I hate being on camera. So
Do you?
my first
I don't think you do. I
no.
think you love it.
This
You said you were
helps.
in theater.
That
Oh,
helps.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
That helps.
Yes.
Here's
that
to
was
that.
my one rule was I have to be able to get drunk before we do it. And yeah, so that's why it's called the Drunken Housewife, because
Drunken
Yeah.
housewife.
this is not my first glass of wine this evening. No.
Excellent.
see.
We slowly get drunk while we're doing the podcast, which
For
is
sure.
pretty
I
good.
tried getting high once on one episode and it was
Oh.
awful. It was awful. So I'll never
Really?
do that again.
Can
it
you
was
disclose
not
which
fun.
episode that was?
I think I don't remember which one it was, but I said it at the beginning of the episode. I think I said like, "Oh, I got high. This is not a good idea." But but a little whiskey at the beginning of it is always nice. That's a good time.
Yeah,
for sure.
I generally have to like get at least one glass of something in me
Yeah.
to steal my nerves. It's like it's really weird. Once I get going, I'm okay, but just psyching myself up to do it is a completely different thing. I was the same way, anytime I had to get on the stage, it's like, okay, I'm all in makeup, I'm all in costume, I need my shot. There's my shot. Okay.
Oh my God.
Now we can do it. And it's really
Oh,
weird
yeah.
because I performed with a community theater group in a converted church.
Nice.
So it
Oh,
always
cool.
Yeah, it always felt weird to me. It's like, where's my shot?
So it's a nice little blast.
the
of
confessional
too.
booth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
the
And then it's
confessional.
like, dear Lord, please.
Sacrilegious.
just,
Little
Sacrilegious.
blood of
I
Christ.
like that.
little blood and power of
Please.
Christ compels me to get my ass on
Break a
stage.
leg, blood of Christ.
Yeah. So
I never got drunk on stage, but one time at the very end of Macbeth, and I was one of the red shirts who was going to get stabbed. I was going to go meet my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend at the time, was having a party. And they were all going to do shrooms, and I didn't want to be coming on after them. So I ate a big handful of shrooms thinking I won't come on until I'm on the bus.
Shit.
And it came on during the sword fight. So I was fighting while
You're
on
battling some
shrooms.
monsters,
Yeah. And that was the night that my Hamlet, who's a good friend of mine, decided to accidentally actually stab me. So it was a whole thing. That was real
How
fun.
about that?
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I personally blame my mother for the whole having to get drunk before going on stage thing, because in high school I was playing the role of Mrs. Peru in Music Man.
Yep.
Marion the librarian's mother.
I don't know shit. Oh, Mary's the librarian. Yeah.
Marion the librarian. I played her mother. And 2 days before opening, I lost my voice.
Oof.
So my mom, opening night, fed me hot toddies.
Oh, yeah.
And then it
Before
began.
taking me, yes. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there in the dressing room going, what?
Yeah.
Stage? Huh? What? Biggest applause I got that night was stage crew forgot to move a chair off the stage that ended up like before the, in front of the curtain.
Yeah.
And my drunk ass walked out there, picked the chair up and walked it off.
Nice.
There you
In
go.
costume. And I got applause for that. And it's the only applause I got all night.
Oh, no.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I
Needed
don't
to get
believe
that.
it. I don't buy it. I
Yes.
don't buy it.
Applause.
So now Disney has the show Encore where you get to redo your High School Musical. I want my episode.
That's awesome.
I
I'm
want my
terrified.
episode
That's
to
awesome.
redo the Wit of Peru with a voice.
There you
That's
go.
like
And
nightmares
sober.
I've had. Yeah.
I was always in the pit, so I can't
Hey.
partake.
The pit was a great place.
Yeah, it was.
You mean the smoking pit out back?
No, I mean the music pit down below where the magic happens, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
If it weren't for the pit, nothing else happens, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
You
We
gotta
had live music to our shit.
Yeah.
I know
you
me
gotta have
too.
the
I
pit.
feel bad for
Pre-recorded
the
crap.
schools that don't get there's so much just pre-recorded
God.
crap because it's so much easier these
was
days. But
so
you need
fun.
that live band down there. That's
It
I
was
know.
that's
so
shit.
ridiculously fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if our pit, because our high school did a whole like redo of everything. And I don't even know if our pit like area lowers anymore. They just do all pre-recorded. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, those are pretty expensive to get those
Yeah.
hydraulic stage lift thingies.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I gotta ask you something. I'm dying. Ian and I'm sorry, I forgot.
Sarah.
Sarah,
Just
Is
call me
that-
drunk.
no. Sarah, is that a Vivian from the young ones in the back
It
there?
is.
Where?
In the left corner there?
The
In
little
the top
spiky haired
left
red.
corner.
No.
over against shoulder.
No.
Right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's
Vivian
like-
from the young ones, right?
No, that's
No.
Punk Spider-Man. Here, can you grab it?
Punk Spider-Man.
Yep.
Must be based off Vivian.
It
Yeah.
has to be.
Oh,
No,
little
no, no,
bit,
no, no, no,
yes.
no, no,
Not
no,
this?
No, not that
I
guy.
know.
The,
No,
with the
The
with
guy
the
with
hair.
the spiky red hair.
Oh, that's Pennywise.
Yeah.
Who?
That's Pennywise.
Pennywise from It. He's a little
Oh,
stuffed guy.
now I see
Matthew,
it.
Matthew, no.
Yeah.
Right. No,
Also based on
that's-
Vivian.
that's
Has to
It
be
Vivian.
does
based on
look,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
it
got a
does
little
have the Vivian
Vivian
look
esque.
within the
Yes.
plush.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pennywise didn't exactly translate to plush.
No.
No, but it looks like
There you
Vivian,
go.
and it should be.
Yeah, but no,
So, I'm a little-
it's Pennywise and Annabelle. They constantly have dates.
Excellent.
Come to find out too is that today was the anniversary, if I got this right. Bad News debuts on
Yes.
Young One Comics Represents.
I saw that post, Ian. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty sweet. I'm a huge Bad News fan. I even got the tape originally of Bad News when they
The
finally released
VHS,
it.
you mean?
No, cassette, audio cassette.
Oh,
Although I don't have it anymore, but it was actually the 2 episodes of Bad News put together on VHS tape, and I had that.
yeah, I
And
have
there's-
one of those.
The story though is that I got it at a porno shop.
Nice.
What? A
I was in
porno
there
shop?
looking around,
Was it the
And then
porno
it-
sh-
and they had ones right there. It's like, oh my god, this is Bad News. It's the only thing I want in here. All this
Oh, sure,
fun
sure. it seemed like
stuff, but that's the
thing
only
you
thing I
wanted,
got.
porno shop.
Was it
No,
the
in New
porno
York- in-
shop that you were the most
Qualified to work
qualified
at?
applicant?
No, that was afterwards.
That was afterwards.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. It's a whole
Yeah, he
story.
actually
So that's a whole
In a-
story too.
yeah,
Wait,
in
no,
a moment
no.
of panic applied at a porno shop and then
I was-
changed his mind. And they were like, "Oh, but you were our most qualified candidate." And
I
I'm
was
like,
deemed the most qualified candidate.
I don't know
to
whether
work
to
at
be
this program.
proud
Yeah,
of that.
what's the
Or-
qualifications for that? But, you know,
Evidently, answering their psychological questions. They had a psychological
Oh.
questionnaire.
Like if you walk in on somebody in the viewing booth,
Run.
what do you do?
So.
Oh my fucking god!
boy.
No, basically what
Are
it
you
was,
serious?
yes,
Yeah.
there's 3 questions phrased differently. Are you going to steal? Are you going to show up to work? And are you going to be drinking on work? That's basically the 3 questions.
Yes.
Rephrased 75 times, and evidently
No.
nobody was smart enough to answer them correctly, but I was. And
Those
they
are
wanted
not
to make
hard
me manager.
questions. My goodness.
Oh
Those are
No,
not hard
I-
questions.
so you now have talked to, it
God.
was Marshall, Illinois?
Marshall, Illinois.
Which, fun fact, my family helped found Marshall, Illinois.
Look at that.
So-
It's fate.
Oh no,
Yeah.
and
It
the
is.
porn
Yeah.
shop therein.
Exactly.
Yeah, our
Yeah,
6
yeah.
degrees of separation right there.
Nice.
Right there.
Nice.
It's fun.
You know
So-
what? I didn't think we were going to go off on this tangent, but it's fun.
I know.
There we
you know,
go.
porn
That's
is always a
fun.
good tangent.
Exactly. Porn
Always.
stores.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But
I
one
don't
of the
think I've
things-
ever been in a porn store. I'm serious.
Well,
That
it's,
is a
it's
must.
nothing
You've been
much
on
to
the
say.
internet though.
Yeah.
No.
You're in the world's biggest porn store now. all the
Oh,
time.
Well,
okay.
sure.
All right.
They have a point, really. You
Yeah.
you put in the wrong search.
They're a bit anachronistic
Phrase.
these days, I think.
Yes. Yeah, because I know I worked for a surplus store that sold all sorts of surplus.
Surplus
And
porn.
we got stuff in from this supplier whose name was Black Box. And we had to look up what the company originally sold it for and then figure out our discount to see what we were selling it for. Girl I was working with just typed in Black Box into her search engine.
Yeah.
And then
Ebony-
all you heard
ebony
was
porn.
screams. All you heard was screams from her office, and then see her running down the hallway to the boss's office.
What was going on?
Because
Well, it's just a bad
Was it a
search
black
term.
Black
Kinda.
box?
the wrong area of the
The
internet,
internet, yeah.
and actually
popped up.
saw black boxes, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink,
It's
nudge,
always,
nudge.
yeah, it's always
Yeah.
there waiting for you.
And so,
Sounds-
yeah, she went running up to the boss's
chocolate
office,
pudding.
crying, going,
Wait. Did the audio cut out or did you not say anything?
It did for us, but I don't think for them,
Okay.
for the recorders.
Oh, okay,
they're good.
okay.
Okay, you can still hear us,
Can
right?
you still hear us? Was I
Yeah, we
speaking
can.
too
Okay,
loud?
cool.
I think
Okay.
you blew the speaker.
I probably blew the speaker.
Projecting.
Well,
I'm
maybe
a
it
little
was
too
being
loud. I'll
censored.
bring it down a bit.
It's true.
I'll try to be a little more calm.
Oh, don't do that.
Well, with
Why
the-
start now?
going back to the power of positive drinking, since you all are drinkers, I was wanting you to let her know of all the interesting drinks, alcohol that we've had on the program.
Yeah,
If
that's
you guys
mostly-
could in-
It's mostly Matthew, right? Like Michelle.
Yeah, Matthew's
I mean-
a variety.
I'm a
Oh.
whiskey. I'm a Marniac and whiskey are like I bounce back and forth every once in a while a beer, but mostly it's that.
So Matthew is the creative drinker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michelle, what's you've got a
Oh, my
standard.
go-to is Guinness.
It's always Guinness.
You can never go wrong with Guinness.
Guinness.
Never
Yes.
does.
Mm.
Yep.
Never
I
go
call
wrong
it
with a good
sometimes
Guinness.
a Beeric victory because sometimes I get gross stuff
Yeah,
just to watch Michelle react.
right.
Yeah.
Because it's blasphemy. Why would you do that to yourself?
I've
You're
never
gonna drink
understood
beer,
the whole
drink
like
beer.
flavored beer. I want beer flavored beer.
Even like flavored coffee. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, I do enjoy a flavored creamer, but not like the really outrageous flavors, like the pumpkin spices and all. I'm more of a
Life's
Yeah.
too short. You got to dip into all those weird beers.
Oh,
They make
yeah,
so
yeah.
many
Have
good
some
weird
fucking
ones.
cake then. Jesus
Well-
Christ.
Oh,
when creating my perfect Irish coffee, it involves having Italian sweet creamer.
there you go. There you go.
So
But it's
yeah,
it's really one of our. I mean, I always enjoy seeing what he's going to pull out.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
He-
wrong way to say
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You know
He
what I
probably
mean? You know
does
what
the
I'm trying to
most
say.
prep on his beer selection.
He does. He does.
Stuff.
And there's been some real
And he's
winners.
got friends bringing him stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, then
Here, put this on
I
there.
guess you need to go to New Orleans. There is a place called, I think it's called House of Beer, where there's like, I don't know, like 50 different kinds of beer.
Yeah, and I'll get a Guinness.
And
so.
yeah, you'll probably get a Guinness, but Matthew might,
Yeah.
because yeah, my nephew went for like a reunion of all of the Marines that he served with, and their hotel was right across from it. So it's like
House of beer.
yeah. So he's like, okay, so I have my breakfast beer, which is some
my
sort of fruit
God.
flavored beer, and I'm like,
Oof.
you know, and then he's like, then you got, you
Loops.
know, your
That's
morning
day
snack
drinking.
beer,
Oh my God.
you know, and then your lunch beer, then your afternoon snack beer, and then it's
I'd have been
I'm
done
like-
before breakfast.
yeah, because in New
Yikes,
Orleans,
Nirvana.
yeah, in New Orleans, they have like walk up windows.
Yeah.
And you can
Yep.
just walk up and say, like, I want a
Or
margarita,
not
and they
walk
hand
up.
it to you, and then you
Yeah, stumble
walk
up.
around. Yeah,
Nice.
you know, you roll
Stumble
up.
up.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Michelle,
God.
I might have to enlist your help because you live in the States. You can't mail food across the border, and I'm
Right.
sure you can't mail alcohol across the border. But
Oh,
our
maybe
friend of the
another
show, Corey Cottrell from Bad Wires, I was talking to him, and I was asking because he lives in Kentucky, and I grow weird fruit and stuff like that. whether
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
ever
you
heard
do. Oh, you
of a
want me to?
particular fruit called the pawpaw. It's the largest North American fruit. It is also known as the Ozark banana. And he's like,
Oh,
indeed, I
wow.
have heard of it. And the brewery I used to work at made a pawpaw infused beer called Pawpaw Don't Preach.
Oh,
And if
Jesus
they-
Christ.
There
of
you
course.
go.
And if they ever make it again, he's going to send me some. So he's going to have to send it to you.
No,
and then I'll
no,
have
send
come
it to
down and
me.
get
I'll bring it up. Hey, because you want to know what?
no
I got
risk
my,
of you drinking it.
No, listen, no. And
No
I'm
risk.
getting my interview for my Nexus card in March.
Excellent.
my.
Oh,
Never get
Watch
it.
out. Watch
Mm.
out. I'm
So I'll
coming
be
up.
getting the futon out so you can sleep in the garage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I want plumbing. No,
I
I
have
want.
all
Too much
sorts
to
of
ask for.
concave
I'm not-
vessels.
I'm not going out in the garden like you
Empty
do.
bottles.
No,
He'll
no,
get you a really nice bucket. I mean,
no.
you put a
Oh,
pool noodle
man.
around the
Nope.
top, you've got padding.
Nope, nope.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm high maintenance when it comes to bathrooms.
I'll even hook some
Well, I
little
can see
stirrups
it.
to the joist so you can just sort of hang there.
Yeah, that's very European.
Oh,
Indeed.
God.
Yeah.
You know what
Right.
else is European?
The old
Guys
squatty
sit down
potty.
when they pee, apparently. A lot of guys sit down when they pee.
It's
It would be-
appreciated. It's
I'm
appreciated
serious.
because then you're not whizzing all over the place.
It would be
Yeah.
a cleaner country if we did that. If all mothers
know.
would teach their boys to just sit when they peed.
Any
Yes.
man who is like a responsible home liver in and occasionally cleans the toilet, you sit down, you make less mess.
Yeah.
100%.
Wait,
100%.
Matthew,
Sorry.
do you sit down when you pee?
Sometimes.
How about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that it's like a thing now, and
I'm not
nobody's
sure.
like embarrassed.
I'm not sure why that's like a manly thing.
I know.
It's ultimately
not.
if you have a problem with the like a male individual sitting down to pee, then
Got
it
other
is
problems.
a misogynist thing.
You sit
because,
down to
like,
shit. Why
you
can't you sit down to
piss
pee?
like a woman.
Yeah.
True.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, as a former preschool teacher, it is so much easier to teach boys, like to potty train them, if you have
Yeah.
them sit down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're like,
They're spraying the walls like some sort of, possessed demon.
And you
Yeah.
have to teach them how to stand there and do it, and also teach them that it's not fun to get pee all over the bathroom. That's the
Yeah.
hardest part,
And other
right?
people.
Like,
Yeah.
it's so fun to do that when you're 3 or 4 years old. Like it's a lot to ask. A lot to
Right.
ask for a boy. Have them sit down.
Just sit.
How about
Just-
that?
Well, people on the plane that I work on, I wish they would sit down during turbulence because it
Oh
gets
my God, I
pretty
want to talk to you
nasty.
about
Yeah.
that. I want to
Yeah.
talk to you about that job.
Oh,
That's
man.
fascinating to me. I've never known somebody who was a flight attendant.
Really?
There
No.
have been
Okay.
times he's come
Oh,
home.
I have some
and
some
sat-
stories.
Yeah,
my
he sat
friend.
on his
Yes.
phone. I'm like, honey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just checking to make sure I'm not on YouTube. I'm like, oh boy, this is a story. Hang on.
I've had a few incidents.
I've got my beverage. I'm ready. Let's
I
Oh
go.
bet.
my God.
Oh
I
yeah.
bet.
Yeah. He's told me either doozies that have happened to him
Or my
or
coworkers.
to coworkers or friends. Like, what was it? The guy at the gate that
Which one?
just whipped it out and
Oh,
Oh yeah, he's in the gate area and he thought he'd just look at a Playboy and just have a little fun.
his
Oh,
excuse
shut
was he's French.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, what are you doing? He says, oh, we're
I'm
French.
more
And I'm like, what does
French.
that mean?
Yeah, I'm sure all over
Oh my
France,
God.
men are just
can't get
spanking it out in
Ativan
public.
in
Yeah,
France, so
Well-
they just do that instead.
yeah.
Maybe if he was French Canadian, I would get it, but just French.
No,
that's
no,
fine.
no.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
I have some
Yo!
French Canadian stories too, my
Oh
friend.
dear God.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So
And
we
wait,
go, yes, we go to Quebec City and Montreal regularly, and I have some stories about French Canadians. Yes, I do.
Oh no, careful
Yeah.
now.
No one's as bad as us Americans. So
I've never
we,
had
we
any
take the
real
cake.
problems with Canadians for the most part, but some of the hardliners in Quebec, when you don't speak English, they get really upset.
Sacre bleu.
Oh
I know,
yeah,
they're like, you're not speaking French. Away with you.
they are the Canadian rednecks,
Oh my god.
Canadian French rednecks, I should say.
Oh my
Instead of
god.
speak
Should I-
English, they're like speak
should I-
French.
De Schwagner Campagne.
Should I bring up my
Say
Canadian
it, Matthew.
connection?
Say it.
Which Canadian connection?
Amy?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah,
There's a
Those
Canadian
ladies-
connection.
I have a
Matthew,
Canadian
yeah,
connection.
yes.
A friend, a girl that she was a year under me in high school, but we were a marching band together and we went to college for 2 years together, is a best-selling author in
Oh.
Canada.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Amy McKay.
she lives in Halifax.
She lives in Halifax. Do you know?
I don't
Oh.
read
Because
that
one of
much.
one of his favorite things to do when he does go to Canada is to go into bookstores, find her books,
Oh, cool.
and wait for the employees at the bookstore to come up. Can I help you? Oh no, I was just checking out Amy's books. My wife
Checking
went
out
to
my friend, you know.
yeah, my wife went to school with her, and then they're all like,
name
And they're like,
drops.
oh my,
yeah.
it's pretty funny.
So he
The
he
stereotype
was,
is that everybody always asks when we're out of Canada. They ask, "Do you know so and so from Saskatoon?" And
oh, I can see that.
35 million people. But yeah, one time my ex's friend. Dated an American woman for a while, and he's a big basketball fan. And he's like, I don't know. He's like making fun of the stereotype himself. Do you know Steve Nash? I'm like, actually, I went to kindergarten with him.
Oh,
there you go.
Nice.
how about that?
there you go. There you go.
Underlining
I
that
think I know who
stereotype.
that is.
The name does sound familiar.
I
Oh,
think I do know that.
NBA MVP for 2 years.
Yeah,
played
yeah,
for
I
the
know,
Mavericks.
yeah.
Sports ball. Yeah, I know shit about
Yeah,
sports.
Okay, well,
if it's not football, I have no clue.
Yeah, I got
I
nothing
am
about
that
nothing.
one important step away from lesbian, where I love to drink beer. I love football. I love classic cars. But
she likes
Just
them
that
all
last
about them.
step.
there are some women. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie.
Hey, we're all on a spectrum.
exactly.
Everybody has a little bit of it in them.
I like hockey, and that's all I'm saying.
There you go.
I'm gonna get my Nexus pass. They're not even gonna ask me any questions. I'm just gonna go hockey.
Go straight
Beer.
up to hockey
There you go.
land.
Yeah.
No means no. Come on in.
There
Come
you
on
go.
in.
There you go.
Oh, getting back to the podcast, I was wondering
Yes.
how
Yeah.
all of you all had met. Was it
So-
through Facebook, Twitter, blah blah blah?
No, we knew each other from, I guess, the early aughts
2005,
through
6.
2005, 6 on the original No Means Whatever message board, right? That was
yeah.
John
Okay.
Chedsey put that together, and we were all on that together. And I'd met Strangey in New York when I was living in New York back in that time period, and No Means No came around to play. A couple of rare shows. They almost never came out back east, but
Yeah.
they did. And so a bunch of us who were kind of East Coasters at that time on the message board got to hook up. So I got to meet you then.
And
And Matthew,
Sandel.
I actually don't think that Matthew and I had a whole lot of contact on the board. We did, but
Not too much.
not a lot. But me and Michelle did. But everybody on that board was just incredibly cool. They were just
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really, really good people. But then when the band went belly up, they didn't go belly up. They gracefully decided to step away
Incognito.
from their career.
Stepped off
You
the
were done.
stage.
They stepped off the stage after a illustrious time with fucking amazing music. The board went away, just disappeared. So everyone kind of scattered here and there. Stayed in touch on Facebook and stuff like that. But a couple years ago, I just got the bug up my ass to start a podcast about them. I enjoyed other music podcasts, and I'd been thinking
Mhm.
about it for a while. And I was like, well, fuck, who's first kind of seeing if anybody else was doing one. They weren't. And I thought first person I thought of was Michelle. I'm like, oh,
Well, wait,
they're
no,
so
but you
fucking-
had a couple of episodes you did with your son.
Oh, that's true. So I
Yeah.
had a different podcast called Indie
Okay.
Bandwidth that I did with my son.
Okay.
Where
I thought it was
we-
just No Means No.
No, we did it on Pavement and
Okay.
Taxpayers, but we'd cover a whole
Okay.
album each episode. So we did
Right,
0 +
right.
2, I think was our No Means No episode.
Yeah.
So it gave me the idea of doing a podcast, but
Yeah,
then I
like
just
the-
got the
yeah.
wild hair of like, I just want to do one dedicated to this fucking band because they're, you know, my favorite
Yeah.
artists of anything period of all time. And I thought of Michelle right off the bat. Like, I really want to see if she'll do it. And unaccountably, she said, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
Yeah, no
Sweet.
question.
And then I asked you like who you thought might be a third person, and she pulled Matthew in, which turned out to be the absolute best fucking thing
Yeah.
ever.
And
We got
NoMeansNo
the
is
Canadian
actually
connection.
from my hometown of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they moved to Vancouver as I did. That's where I live
Right. It
now.
was
And I'd actually met Michelle in person because a whole bunch of people from the message board, including our friend Pavel from Warsaw, Poland, came all the
oh
way
my
out
God, that was
to
incredible.
see 4 NoMeansNo shows in a row, and we all kind of Grateful Deaded around.
Yeah.
And,
Sweet.
so we went to the Vancouver show and then across and saw them in Tofino, just on the west coast of Vancouver
Tofino,
Island. And then
Nanaimo,
Denman Island.
Oh,
And then
Denman Island.
to Lund, which is the end of the highway on the Sunshine Coast. And that's where John Wright, the drummer, hangs his hat these days and runs a pub up that way as well. So,
Oh, that was incredible. That whole
yeah, they played in
was, man.
like outdoor band shell with a whole bunch of old hippies because Lund was started as a utopian, I believe Swedish or Norwegian utopian community way back
Oh,
when.
wow.
Really?
And now it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's sort of like the little hippie town off of the mill town of Powell River. So it is not that far from Vancouver, but you still have to take, it is on the mainland as Vancouver is, but you have to take 2 ferries to get
Okay.
there because you're crossing fjords. So you got to take a ferry and then drive and then take another ferry and then drive. And,
Oh my God.
Well,
So
that's how I met Matthew, because when we were all deciding to do it, this angel from on high drops down and goes, "I can help with the ferries," because everybody was flipping out with the ferries. But he wasn't an asshole about it. He's like, let me be your Sherpa.
The Sherpa.
And oh my God, it was, and I was, who's this fucking guy? And I don't want to. Matthew's just so intelligent. I knew he would be so perfect for this podcast.
Oh yeah,
because
for
he's
sure.
just knows a lot of shit, and he's been there and he did that, and he knows a lot about ferries.
It took a lot of coordination on 3 different land masses for 4 shows.
Oh man, you killed it though.
But yeah,
Sweet.
ferries, when you're from this part of the world, you no matter how cool you try to be, you just aren't late because there won't be anyone sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, coordinated. Michelle, you were you live in Bellingham now. But,
Yeah, I was
Bellingham,
on the
Washington.
East Coast.
You're in
at the
New
time.
York at the time.
Yeah.
And Robbie from South Carolina came out for his honeymoon.
Honeymoon.
Yeah.
Honeymoon.
Okay.
Yeah. And as I said, Pavel from Warsaw, and who else was there? Anyway, lots
There
of
was
people from all over the
who's
place.
that German guy? The guy who wanted to marry me so he could get his citizenship.
But the
What was
NoMeansNo
his
message
name?
board has yielded so many different
did.
friendships. Like I feel confident that I could, especially Europe, because NoMeansNo was much more pervasive in Europe, and that's where they made most of their money, I think, because it's a lot harder to places are closer together, and there's a bit larger population than in North America, so they would tour in North America. They did get to I think Australia and New Zealand once.
Wow.
But for the most part, they made their money touring in Europe, and I could probably, without too much difficulty, I know I could stay on someone's couch in obviously Warsaw, Lisbon, Ljubljana, Hamburg or Copenhagen.
Yep, you could.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And mine
different
too,
kinds of
which he
people.
did.
And a lot of these folks on the message board, as well as a whole bunch of other new listeners, have come back, and we know some of them, and they're listening to the podcast now. But we've been lucky enough to expand people's, and I think the greatest honor of doing the podcast is that people tell us this is a band that, I mean, we love introducing new people to them, but even more so as people, I've been listening to these guys for 30 years, and you guys gave me a new way to appreciate something. I knew backwards, forwards. And inside out.
Yes.
And
it's the best thing to come out of this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a refill on my coffee. Is that okay if I excuse myself?
Oh,
I
you
need
go
some
right ahead.
Sure.
Need some gas. All right, hang on.
Sure
I'll be
thing.
right back.
The good kind of
Don't look.
The magic of editing.
Yes, the magic of editing.
So this will be this will be edited to a certain degree.
So now I can say all the stupid shit. Well,
Yeah, you can do
we're
whatever
on
you
the
want
cutting room
on
floor.
Sarah, I gotta ask. I mean, I can see Ian's a giant nerd, but
Yes.
has he annoyed you with No Means No in the length of your relationship? Are you familiar with them? Do you have eyes rolling?
We
a little
have
bit.
such a mixed marriage.
Ah.
I am more Billy Joel, Imagine Dragons, that end of the spectrum.
Well, John Wright, the drummer for No Means No, is a piano man.
He is.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, he's slowly gotten me. There are songs by the band Tool that I'm learning to like, that I can now recognize. Like,
But she likes the music, not the videos.
the videos freak me out. But yeah, we have a majorly, when it comes to music,
we
mixed marriage.
We're together on horror movies for the most part. That's kind of what brought us together, was a lot of horror movie films, and that kind of. But other than that, art wise, we're on two separate.
Watch some
We really
videos
are.
from this band here, the Pack AD. They have some very horror movie themed videos. Yeah.
Ooh,
I'll have to check them out. But
They're
yeah,
great. They're a 2-person band, 2 women. They fucking kick ass. They're so good.
Oh well, he loves female driven.
He loves women.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned.
Well, women musicians, I'm like, I'm there.
Yeah, bring it.
I wanted to be a go-go groupie when I was a teenager. When I was 14.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You just show him a picture of Belinda Carlisle and he still will drool. It's
come on. So many of us grew up on that. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I know. I know.
I was more of a Susanna Hoffs fellow myself.
I even watched her crappy movie. That's how big of a fan I was. Nice. I was like, Susanna Hoffs is in it, and then I went out of the movie at the theater and went, that movie sucked, but Susanna Hoffs is still freaking hot.
Freaking hot.
So there you go. and nerds like me don't really get that. It's usually the hot girl is usually like the pop star or whatever, but somebody who's like in a cool kind of rock band that's in something is like, oh, something actually for me, and that's rare.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I started to say, this is more his episode than mine, because
it's not the Stoned Husband review, it's the Drunken Housewife review.
The Stoned Husband review. Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
so it's been mostly her taking the reins and doing interviewing. But this was like a special passion project for me, because if you saw my post that I put on Facebook before, I've been like obsessing over your podcast and like all the inside information and the talking back and forth of the band, of the different songs and stuff. I was like, oh my God, I was nerding out to it.
Well, did you ever listen to it in a plane?
No, I did not. They frown on.
Because you gotta.
He's got to work. He's on the job.
He has to pay attention to the people on the plane.
Find out the guys that are whipping their dicks out and
they play it over the PA.
Or wait, the old guy in his teeth.
Oh God! Oh no!
Oh my God!
Yeah, I was actually on somebody else's plane when this happened. I was deadheading, just sitting on the plane, going from Indianapolis to St. Louis. And that's on a very small plane of only like 50 people.
Oh, what happened, man? Oh.
It's even like propeller plane. It's not even a jet plane. It's even propeller plane. So we're like,
oh God, Jesus.
What happens is I'm in the middle of the plane, like in the fourth. There's only like 10 rows. Okay, I'm like in row 5, and from the back of the plane, I hear this sound.
Oh,
I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I'm looking, and this
that
guy
loud over the plane.
Yeah, this guy, old guy, he was 80 if he was a dad. He's in the back. He's just cracking up. I'm like, what's going on? And the flight attendant, one flight attendant's only, like I said, there's only like 10 rows. She walks up the middle, and this guy's dentures are on the floor.
Oh boy!
He blew him out of his mouth.
And he thought that was hilarious.
I love that. If you're gonna have dentures and blow them out, laugh at yourself, man.
Goes and gets a napkin, scoops it up with the napkin, and then hands it back to him.
No, put it in the sink incinerator.
No, it gets
better.
Well,
why have I got yakety sax in my head?
Yeah, exactly.
So he does it again. And he's just back there just laughing.
No.
She does it one more time. He does it a third time. She picks it up and keeps it till the end of the flight. And then gives it back to him at the end of the flight. Now,
She
from
should have
Minneapolis
kept
to
it.
St. Louis is only like an hour in this small plane, so it isn't
She should have
like,
kept it.
oh my gosh.
She stood rolled down the window and
And
threw it out.
And even as they're wheeling this guy off the plane,
the plane.
he's still laughing when she hands him the teeth. He's still laughing.
Oh boy.
Mm,
That's great.
it's
That
gotta be
actually did
TSA's
happen.
issue. TSA's
Right.
issue because you have to get rid of anything in a small tube. So they didn't
Yeah.
let him bring his polydent.
Yeah,
Or whatever it
exactly.
is.
That's what it was.
That's true.
Oh
Crack
my
the
fucking
code.
god!
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'd seen them teeth, I would have stomped on them.
No.
Oh,
Poor
yeah.
guy's just having fun. If you're
Ah.
gonna lose all your teeth and have a plastic teeth in your mouth, have a good time with it. Have a good time. I'm on
Oh.
team Denture Boy.
You're
Yeah, but I don't want to see stuff from people's mouths, pants.
No, I don't
or
want to see it,
No,
but I gotta
I don't
hand it
even
to
want to
him.
be in a
That's-
fucking plane, let
I
alone
want to
see
be
that
that
guy's.
kind of goofy old man.
I know. My niece
So-
is a dental hygienist, and I'm like, I don't know how you spend all day long with your
Ooh,
hands.
no.
And
I think you just dissociate after a
and
while,
no,
right?
she
It
loves
doesn't-
it.
I would
She
I think
think
loves
so.
it.
I think I'd like that.
She'll like bring pictures to
Oh,
like
boy.
family gatherings. She'll be like, "You want to see somebody's teeth that I cleaned this week? They were
Oh, God.
disgusting when I
Oh,
started."
God.
And I'm like,
See, I think I could do that because I like
Yeah.
cleaning stuff with little picks and shit.
Oh.
she loves it.
There you
And
go.
I'm like, you know what?
Mr. Collins.
It truly shows that there are some people that were just born to do certain jobs.
That's true. There's
You
someone
know,
for everything.
There are people out there that they
Find
were
your
just
passion.
born to do whatever job they're doing because it is just in their soul.
That's right.
And yeah,
That's right.
I'm
I'd
just
be
like,
in the porno closet
you know,
watching the
Yeah.
movie,
yeah.
cleaning it up.
Overqualified.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
so Ian, I'm gonna
Wow.
turn it
So
back
proud.
on you. What's your turn the podcast back on you? What's your origin story with No Means No? How did you
Hey,
find
yeah.
I
these
was just
guys?
gonna get to that.
Let's
Okay. Well, what happened was in 19 it's kind of weird because I got married and divorced when I was 20 to 22. And in 1993, I go back to Indiana State University in Toronto, Indiana. There's this hippie record store that had a copy of
He's got
Why
it.
Do They Call Me Mr. Happy?
Oh wow,
Ah.
on
And
tape.
this is,
Oh,
and
look
this
at
is the
this
cassette.
thing.
actual one.
Now wait, does the tape have the extra tracks? That's what I want to know, or is that the LP
Oh,
version
yeah.
with no?
This has the extra
Slowly
tracks in
melting.
it.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank
Holy
God.
shit.
Yes. Even got the
Thank God.
insert and the whole nine. Blah, blah,
Nice.
blah.
Look
Oh,
at that.
oh wow, I've never seen that before. That's
Sweet.
cool.
I don't
So
think I ever owned a
anyway,
cassette of that.
but here's the thing.
Oh.
I saw it in the case, but I was too broke to buy it.
Uh-oh. Do we
So
have another
for-
one?
For 4 years, I would go in and out of there as I'm getting my degree. And I'm seeing that on the shelf. I even had them open it up and take a look at it. And I was like
Holy
looking at it and I had to
shit.
put it because I didn't have any money. I never had any money. I never bought anything.
How much
Exactly.
shitty pizza and shitty beer could you not have eaten? How long would it take you to not eat
Oh,
shitty
the
beer?
only reason he ate
to
shitty
afford that
pizza was
tape?
because he worked for the pizza place.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So
I
he
did
got
that
to take
too.
home their
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
pizzas at the
yeah,
end of the night.
basically, yeah.
I understand. I did
Yeah.
that too.
So, come down to 1997, when we were dating, actually. I go into the record store and they actually have a used copy on CD of Mama
Oh, nice.
for $1, and I'm like,
Oh,
I have
boy.
$8.
$1.
I have
Oh.
$8.
So
I'd buy that for
I'll
a
buy that
dollar.
for a dollar.
So yeah, I took it home and listened to "Living Is Free," and my mind was just blown.
Wow. Wow.
Because Rob playing that bass line on that introduction to that, I'm like, oh,
Forget
it's
about
gonna be
it.
good.
Forget about
So
it.
good.
Oh yeah,
good.
and so I listened to the whole thing, it just blew my mind. And so what happens is I that's the only one I could afford. I couldn't even buy this yet. So
Oh,
I take
honey.
that with me,
If
and we
we
got
had
married.
known, I would have given him the money.
I
I was a
know.
live-in nanny at the time.
We-
I would have given him the money.
We get married, and we have our daughter who is she has spina bifida. She's in a wheelchair and functioning
oh.
autistic.
Oh
And
man.
here I am just we were able to, at that time we were living with her godfathers, Dave and Michael.
Mhm.
David and Michael. And so I was getting the Alternative Tentacles catalog still because you didn't have to pay anything for it. They just sent it to you.
That's right.
This is like
Right.
this is like 1998, I would say.
She was born in 99.
99.
So, this
So
would have
it'd been like
2000,
99,
yeah.
2000. And so I remember looking through the catalog, and I've always seen No Means No. That's why I got the Mama CD, because I had heard of them through Dead Kennedys, being the Dead Kennedys fan since 89, right? So what happens is that they have a buy one, get one free on Sex Mad and the second one, because I was wanting to do it in order because I saw what the dates that they had come out, and they'd come out after Mama.
Oh, wow.
And so I got Sex Mad, put that in, and then Sex Mad just blew my mind.
Yeah, it did.
Like, holy crap, they added the guitars on top of what they were already doing, and this is just amazing.
Wow. It's pretty
So-
unusual to start with Mama.
Yeah, I was gonna
exactly.
say the Fates kind of stepped in and made
That's
their
cool.
very
Yeah,
first
totally.
album
and not
available to
be
you.
from Victoria or Vancouver.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so listen to Sex Mad, and I want to say
You Kill
Small
Me or
Parts.
Small Parts? Small Parts. Okay.
It
yeah.
was Sex Mad
Would've
and
been the-
Small Parts, where
Yeah.
I got, but it was a buy one get one free. That's why I got the two, and they were already combined. So I had like basically 4 EPs, in one purchase.
Nice.
And so I listened to those over and over and over and over, and that kind of go. And then from there, you could go like trade CDs and stuff over the internet at that point.
Yep.
Yep.
And so I was able to, whenever I could scrape together, $5 to $10, I would get like other releases like World Hood and the others. And so that's how I kind of built up my appreciation for that. Now, what No Means No means to me is that listening to Sex Mad and Mama and Small Parts really got me through, because having the daughter with those issues was very emotionally straining. And
Absolutely.
and Sarah was a preschool teacher, and even then everything that she knew about kids kind of went out the window because of all this,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
all the unique things that we had to deal with.
Yep.
And so it really got me through a lot of those times of being a brand new dad and having to do all this stuff with her that was totally foreign to me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean,
But he did a good job.
So,
gonna
yeah.
stand up
He did.
for him. He
I'm
did a
sure.
great job.
and that's
Of
why I
course
was,
he did.
and that's why I was working in theater as well, and that helped because I was doing lighting for the only professional theater in Indiana.
Oh, nice.
So I did that for 5 years. So that was before the flying gig. And so well, the thing was that after the flying gig, this rolls into my No Means No story. It's kind of a sad story to a certain degree. Is that we moved to Lebanon, Indiana, where her parents lived. And I was flying at that time out of Indianapolis. And what happened was it was probably their last tour. And they were going to be playing Chicago. And I even scraped together the money to go see them in Chicago. But then my daughter had emergency surgery.
Oh,
And so I couldn't go.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, mine's a little more of a bummer.
Yeah.
But at the same
Well,
time,
if
though,
that's not reason for a reunion,
But he
I
finally
don't know
got
what
the
is.
tape.
but
Finally got the
But he
tape.
finally got the tape.
But the thing was, though, is that even though that got canceled, I had Would We Be Live on DVD. So I was like, I'll just watch them on the DVD.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
Nice.
So,
Not the
consolation
same, but
prize.
and I felt
Well,
so
you-
bad because
So,
he'd been looking so forward to it.
I
And
know.
Oh, yeah.
like I said, I want him to have joy,
Of course.
I want him to have joy. And then it just all went south, and I felt so bad, because he had been looking so forward to it, but it's like,
No.
Oh, yeah. But,
no.
life steps in.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
That's a pretty good reason to miss No Means No show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Well, getting back to the origin story, I did finally buy this after I got the Sex Mad tape. I drove back to Terre Haute and I bought
Oh,
this.
man, look at you.
Nice.
Ah.
Nice.
So this
Put
is
'em.
the original
Badass.
one.
The
from
It's a
1981.
white whale.
Oh, I
What,
love
10
that.
In
years?
Terre Haute, yeah.
Like
I
10
love
It only
years.
took
that.
10 years
Shit.
later and it was still there.
Yeah.
Nobody bought
love
it.
that.
Nobody bought it for
That
10 years.
Oh, wow.
That's
So there
It
you
was
go.
meant for him. It was meant to
Absolutely.
be in his
Move
possession.
on.
Oh
A
Lord, he
hippie
has
record
more.
store in Indianapolis.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
He's
no,
got
Terre
Terre
Haute.
Haute. Terre Haute,
He's got
Indiana.
some more props.
That's
Yes.
Well, here's the thing is that I have 2 copies
Somehow.
of
Nice.
Mr. Right,
Matthew!
Mr. Wrong.
Nice.
Matthew.
Mine
That is
got crushed
great.
into a cube. Oh, I need
Matthew,
one.
would you like
This
some
is
other
yours.
coffee?
This is yours. I'm saying this to you. Three.
Look at
Just give
that.
me your address or where to send
Look
it
at
to.
that.
This is
Give us
yours.
That
Yes.
is a serious gift,
Oh
man.
Oh my God.
That's one of our favorite stories on the podcast. This is his got left in a car that
I
then
forgot
got
about
crushed
that.
into
Yeah.
a cube,
did.
into one of those little cubes.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yes. So
That's
That's
now,
incredible.
there you
I
Man.
still
go.
have I still have my world hood
That's nice. Look
to
at
match
that.
my shirt.
Excellent.
Right.
And then also
Let's
I
see it.
have
Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Virus 100.
Oh,
Bored
nice.
to death.
Sweet.
All right.
I've got a deck of playing cards here. I took all my CDs apart to
Oh,
pack them.
wow.
And so I just have all the cases. I have all of the sleeves and all the
Sleeves.
CDs. I mean, I have them all, but at some point I was like, I need to store these better. So I just took all the pieces apart. I can put them back together at some
Wait,
point.
do you do that for like when we have the podcast and you
I
want to
do. I like
reference
to look.
something?
Well, I like
There
to
you
look at the
go.
lyrics here because the lyrics on the net
Hey.
are usually
No
garbage.
shit.
So I like to go.
Oh
to the
my
original
God.
source.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then I also have my Hanson's Brothers.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
Then do you want to
You
show them what
have,
I did for
Oh,
you?
yes, exactly. And
Because I am an amazing wife.
well,
This
all,
is
the, all the
adorable.
CDs,
Clearly.
all the
This is
CDs
adorable.
I bought and sold because I was, whenever I get them cheap, I would send them to somebody else cheap. I have everything on MP3 where I can listen to it on my phone whenever I want to. But here's
Yeah.
the thing, with Jello Biafra and No Means No being the two episodes that you guys just got done doing, and
Yep.
I had to sell my tape. But I still remember it. And that's also I was kind of catching up to that. But here's the thing about Jello is go ahead and tell them the story.
I work for a horror movie convention
Oh, whoa.
called Days of the Dead. I volunteer for them. And for their Chicago show, they actually had Jello Biafra at
That's
the
so
Chicago
great.
show.
Wow.
Oh, I
And
think I know what's going to
so
happen.
I'm like,
maybe
It's a little
not.
bit of a
being
horror
the
movie.
awesome wife that I am, I'm like, honey, I'll take something for you and have him sign it. Because sometimes they do stuff for volunteers, sometimes they don't. But I'm like, I will shell out money for this.
Aw,
I will shell out.
Yeah.
But Jello ended up like cutting me deals and stuff. And he signed.
Nice.
Holy
Nice.
shit.
Franken
Now,
Christ
here's
on
what's so-
tape.
That's a
And
classic.
the tentacles,
Jello
yes.
went insane when I showed this to him for the
Yeah,
autograph.
he's like a real big collector.
Because
Huge.
he was like, where did he get this? Where
Yeah,
did
yeah.
he get this? And I'm like, I honestly don't know. He's had it forever. And I guess for some,
Well, here's the backstory on that. For a semester, I was in San Francisco in the spring of '97 taking film classes. I went into a mom and pop shop and found that in the used section. I got it for
Nice.
$2 in San Francisco.
Whoa.
Original alternative tentacles.
Jello
Nice.
said he's never been able to find it. I mean,
That's
Jello.
amazing.
And
That's
he's
amazing.
like, you tell him to hang on to this because now with my autograph on it, this is going to be worth something.
He said
Well,
that.
and I'm
And so
pretty
I'm
su-
like, okay, whatever. But then one
Well,
of
you
the
know how reserved he is.
yes,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Totally love
you
it.
know,
yeah.
he's very calm, cool, collected.
Very calm,
Mhm.
collected guy.
One of the things I do when I travel is Maddie has this little Oogie Boogie, and I
Love
take
it.
Oogie Boogie with me when I
Oh.
travel and take pictures of him everywhere.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
sweet.
that's cool.
It's not going to be sweet here. in a
It's not
minute.
going to be sweet here in a minute.
Where did
And
it
when
get
I
put?
when I do the conventions, I will go around to different celebrities and say, "Hey, this is my daughter's. Would you take a picture with
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie?" And they're always like, "Sure, whatever." And so I asked Jello, "Would you take a picture of this?" He's like, "What do you want me to do with it?"
Uh-oh.
Never tell Jello Biafra. Just do whatever.
Oh no. Oh no.
This has been in Jello Biafra's fly.
Oh,
This has
boy.
touched
Hello.
Jello
You know,
Biafra's
that's-
junk.
Yeah.
That's better than the butt crack, and that's where I thought. you were
yeah.
going.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I have a
Yeah.
picture of this coming out of his fly, like
Oh
the
my
scene in
goodness.
Alien.
Oh my
With it,
goodness.
yeah.
Podcast graphic right there.
Yeah,
Oh, my
and then
goodness.
but then he pulls it out and he goes, "Now I'll do a nice one for the daughtering."
Oh, that's cool.
But then I'm like carrying it back to the volunteer room
Oh my god.
like, okay.
like this,
Boogie Boogie
and
needs a
they
bath.
can tell by the look on my face. They're like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Jello Biafra put this down his pants," and so they're handing me like Clorox wipes,
Oh.
and I'm like, I don't know if I want to wipe it off or not. I'm torn.
I know, right?
because,
Like, well,
I'm
wouldn't.
sure Jello's very sanitary.
you know,
I'm sure.
but then I'm
He's
like,
a clean guy.
but then I was like, it's my daughter's.
yeah.
Right.
I'll wipe
Yeah.
it.
You gotta, gotta
But
wipe
I'll
it.
find the picture and have him send it to you.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a
that's
story.
podcast
With
graphics
this,
hell of a
right there.
story.
yes.
I'll
So
definitely put that
I-
right in the middle there.
yeah,
Right in the middle,
so I have a picture of Jello Biafra with my daughter's Oogie Boogie in
Nice.
In
his fly.
his, in his,
In
in
his
his
fly.
pants.
Popping out of
And
his
his
fly.
fly. That's
Hey, at least he didn't
phenomenal.
blow out his dentures or anything.
Well, you know,
True.
that's true.
Ah,
But then for the photo ops, he comes in eating a banana and he turns to me and hands me the banana peel and goes, there, now you can sell that on eBay. And I'm like,
Jello.
Oh my
There's
god.
always room for Jello.
thanks, Jella.
Oh,
yeah.
Jello
That was the
Biafra
same-
always bumping Oogie Boogies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, that the
If
only,
he's not riding the flume.
yeah.
He's not riding that
Oh
flume.
my god.
That was the same convention though, where Paul Sorvino, I complimented him on his singing because the man has an absolutely beautiful operatic voice. And I complimented him on his singing. So he pulled me into a corner and sang to me, just me.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, hey
It
now.
was like, I know, it was
Mhm.
like the coolest
pretty
convention ever
sweet.
for me.
I don't know who that guy is, but if some guy
Paul
pulled me
Sorvino?
into a corner and started singing to
Miro
me,
Sorvino's dad.
Yeah,
I-
Mira
I don't-
Sorvino. Did you ever see
He is an
Repo
inc-
the Genetic Opera?
You
Listen, I
totally
don't
know
think
who this
you-
is.
No, I
you know who
don't.
this is. Yeah, look, wait, let me see if I could get his picture. Nope, it's not going to come in focus.
I don't
Well,
know. He
sort of.
looks
Oh, there
like
you go.
fucking.
There you go.
Sort of,
What
kind
is? I don't
Oh, there he
Oh,
is.
there you
Oh, there you
go.
go.
Actor. Come on, you
That
know that
guy.
actor.
That guy.
know.
Oh,
No?
he has a
Oh, okay.
gorgeous operatic voice.
He's amazing.
He had asthma as a child, but he always wanted
Oh.
to be an opera singer.
Oh wow. Okay.
And through training to sing opera, he was never be professionally, ready to be an opera singer. But the breathing techniques he learned to sing opera helped him with his asthma.
How
Yeah.
about
Oh,
that?
wow.
And
Amazing.
so now he runs like foundations for children with asthma to teach
Oh,
them
cool.
breathing
That's great.
techniques
Very
and stuff
cool.
like that. But yeah, the man has an incredible voice. And
Yeah,
he sang to me and I'm like crying buckets and everybody's
No,
making fun of me and I'm like, shut up, leave me alone.
No, a guy singing to me with a nice voice. Are you
Oh,
kidding?
It was just the most
Sweet.
incredible. Yeah.
Oh,
And, yeah.
Getting back to the No Means Nothing podcast, go ahead and tell everybody about the format of the first season and then a quick overview of what's coming up on the second
Yes,
season.
Oogie Boogie would like to know.
Oh, that's adorable.
Hmm.
So
Okay, buggy.
we have a hook that's it's a conceit that it's totally false in the sense that we're trying to find the very best No Means No song. There isn't one because they're all fucking
No.
amazing and it's all subjective. But it makes a nice way to sort of add some radio drama to the podcast to
Yeah.
pit all of the songs against each other, and also really gave us the excuse, which is kind of what I wanted in the beginning, to just really deep dive into every song to make sure that, we
yeah.
gave each song its due. We really dove into what it meant to us, what we thought of it musically, lyrically. And so every episode we take 4 songs, pit 2 on 2, right? So 2 against 2 songs compete and then 2 songs compete and then 2 come out the winner. And so now we've
They're
gone through
randomly selected.
randomly
Yeah,
selected, correct.
These
Yep.
nerds made
So
some
they could
Turbo
be-
Machine picks,
Thing.
yes.
That's right.
No Means No were active from 1979 to 2016. So
Yeah.
There's
there
a few to
could
choose
be
from.
A few to choose from. So
Couple,
these songs randomly selected by an algorithm. So they could be adjacent on the same album. They could be 30 years apart.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
Yeah.
And so now we've gone through all of the songs, and so now we are starting actually currently season 2, round 2, whatever you want to call it, where we're going to take all the winners and
It's like a sports bracket.
And pit
it's
them
kind of like a
together.
sports bracket and
Yes.
pit them together exactly. And this time, I mean, in terms of format, we're still actually trying to figure out exactly how season 2 is going to go because you all have heard
You
us
don't know.
jab we do kind of, but jab about these songs already.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to bring in another voice into each episode, like a guest into every episode, which, as you guys know,
It took us
hosting
4 months to
Yes,
schedule
yeah.
like 2 different time zones.
it's
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
a shit show for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A
But-
little more production.
But, and I'm not going to say anything, but if there's anybody who listens to our podcast who's listening now, all I want to say is there's some really cool shit
Say tuned.
coming this year. Some
Oh.
really cool
Stay
shit.
tuned.
We've
And I'm
blown
not
our
gonna
own
say anything more.
minds.
Yeah, blown my own goddamn mind. I'm not gonna
Sweet.
say anything more, but it's gonna be a good year. Good year for No Means No fans. That's what I want to say.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh,
Uh,
that sounds amazing.
And of course, we're also stoked because it feels like there's a bit of a No Means No renaissance happening right now in a sense, because not only are Alternative Tentacles re-releasing all of their albums on vinyl, but then they're going onto Spotify. That's been one of the hard things, is you can't find their shit anywhere. Their records cost $100. Their CDs cost $100.
Right.
You can't find them on any streaming. You can find them on YouTube. That's about it, right? All their shit's on YouTube. But now that's getting re-released, so it'll be out there streaming. And then our buddy Jason Lamb is doing a book dedicated to them, which is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. And John Wright, the drummer for No Means No, one of the famous brothers, is just about to release a new album at the end of next month, which is another great fucking piece of news. So it's a good time to be a No Means No fan, I have to say. There's
Hell yeah.
sorts of
Oh
things
yeah,
going on.
I'm super excited. You just can't tell from where I'm sitting at.
We're all
You just
excited.
pooped.
Now, do you think streaming though is really helping bring new fans to No Means No that might not?
It's not now because there's nothing to stream, right?
Well,
but I think it.
But I mean, do you think it'll help? Because I know,
I do.
a lot of streaming services. If you're like, oh well, I like this band, then they'll throw in, you know, oh, what about this guy or this band or that band or the other? Do you think that's
given my own experience with I have always been sort of a really, really, really anal curator of anything I hear. I was a radio DJ for a long time, so I've always really controlled anything that I come into. So since I started working in my garage with my hands, I've been trusting to the algorithm a little more. And my own experience, some people use Spotify, I use YouTube Music, but given the level of obscurity and the I don't know, the algorithm does a pretty good job. I like to think I'm a very, sensitive and complicated dude, but I don't know, some automated algorithm seems to be able to predict my likes and some of the stuff that gets spat out to me by stuff that I start. So I'll start at, one band and then will suggest a bunch of other shit. I think, based on my own experience and based on how much I like some of the stuff, because, I'm middle-aged and I was starting to get a little ossified in my musical tastes. The amount of stuff that's been suggested to me that I really like, it's been a real renaissance of my own musical taste.
I can see
in terms
that.
of just the variety. Old stuff that I wasn't familiar with, new stuff that's coming out now. It's fantastic, and it's just so multifarious and multifaceted. And I would very much like to think that if somebody hears, say, a bigger band like Idols, somebody likes Idols, and then it might lead them to No Means No, or a Canadian band that is just bass and drums, Death from Above 1979, that might lead them to No Means No. And I really think that it will.
All roads lead to No Means No.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's really something. I mean, I guess many fans of their favorite bands would say this, but there is something, I believe, really timeless about them. They don't feel pegged to any of the eras that they played in. Their music is as relevant now. Like, my son is 18 now, and super smart kid. And No Means No is absolutely his favorite band in the fucking world, right? Like, he loves them with the same passion I do, and really just appreciates the depth of their musicianship and their lyricism. It shows me that there can be an appetite for this band with the kids, right? Like, it's something that if you get exposed to it, if you're of a certain mindset, you're probably really going to fucking dig it, because it's not 80s music, it's not 90s music, it's not grunge, right? It doesn't have that sound that you're like, oh, that's from this era. It's like, no, it's really its own thing.
Yeah,
I mean, they pull from blues, they pull from jazz, they pull from blues, they pull from
funk,
funk. Yeah, totally, absolutely.
Yeah,
one of the songs here and there, an album, their first full length album, Mama, it came out. It is just the brothers, just bass and drums. Came out in 1980, is it 80 or 81?
81, I think. Yeah,
I want to say it's 80, 81.
Look
there
on
was
your
a song
paper,
on there,
Jordan.
and dipping into the lyrics, it is of such a way ahead of its time. trans positive anthem.
Oh
And it is
God,
so
yes.
Yeah.
prescient and so positive, and it's just like,
One I don't
wow,
have.
this is where these dudes' heads were at back then.
Yeah,
And,
they would
yeah,
definitely
I
say they're
think
feminist
this-
band. Yeah,
Yeah,
feminist band, pro rights,
positive.
yeah, just positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just the name alone, right? I mean, they're using a slogan that pegs their position pretty clearly, and it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
ironic. It's not an ironic choice of name for them. I mean,
No.
it has many levels, many layers, but they're not using it
True.
ironically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
So you have a whole list of questions.
Well, no, I pretty much.
Or have you exhausted
I
them
think
all?
I think we went through them without me having to look at my notes. We just kind of
Very
rolled
good.
into all
You
the- all
had
the,
notes for
questions.
today?
Oh,
Oh,
he's-
man.
I want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I'm
I
not
wanna make
saying it's-
sure
yeah.
I touched on everything that I loved about the
Oh, that's
podcast
cool.
and
Well-
the format and my original blah blah blah. So yeah, I
He's
want
been
to make
like a
sure I
little
was
kid all week.
covering
Seriously.
my
Listen,
bases.
This
Oh,
has been
Ian,
awesome for him.
I want to say
Aw.
for myself, it's a thrill, like to have anybody listening to our podcast,
Yeah.
period, at all, and to have like the level of
Much less
enthusiasm
being
that people have thrown
invited
at it.
onto
It's kind of
somebody
like,
else's podcast.
yeah.
Well, I'm kind of
it's
like you
wild.
guys in as much as that it's like, oh my god, you guys are talking about this band in depth
Yeah, yeah.
and geeking over it and stuff. I'm like, I'm so there because my top three is No Means No, Faith No More, and Primus.
Wow, look
nice.
at you.
So yeah, I'm
Nice.
very bass oriented, and when I heard Rob's bass, I'm like, oh my god, this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I hear you, baby.
So,
What, you like
yeah.
the Minutemen too? You must like the
Oh,
Minutemen.
Oh yeah, Minutemen
course.
are the shit,
Ooh.
definitely.
Yep.
But-
Sweet.
But yeah, so
Yep.
it's like when you guys were talking about these guys, I was like, oh, I gotta listen to this. What the hell? So
Sweet.
So I was just having
Aw,
fun, having fun
man.
with you, obsessing over this band. It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I say, I
it's
think this is the
great.
one band you haven't like really played for Maddie yet, is it?
I've played her Joy. That's
Oh,
about it.
That's about it.
That's the good one.
Nice.
Because but some of the stuff that they go into is like, I don't know if she'd really be able to catch some of the in-depth ones. And as I've been trying
Yeah.
to pick out ones that aren't so in-depth and
Yeah. So
and darker
forceful.
tone.
and- yeah.
Right.
Right.
because they can
You gotta-
have some darker tones to it, even though it's still a
Yeah.
positive band.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of picking
They're
out ones
positive
that, yeah.
band.
So
Yeah.
you know,
We're a pause. Say it, Jordan. We're a positive.
We're a
Positive band.
positive band. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's just fun
No,
because
you know.
part of her bedtime routine is on her certain Amazon
device.
device.
can't
I can't
say out loud.
it because it's in every room.
It will
of the house.
answer. It will answer
Yeah,
you. Yes.
we have 4
Oh.
of them, and all 4 of them have a different woke word. So it's like I can't say
Yeah.
any of
Yeah,
the.
so they'll play Joy from In the Fish Tank.
Yeah,
Oh,
So
that's
they'll play that
great.
one.
That's a great
Yeah.
version. Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so uplifting. Yeah.
but
That's a great version.
yeah,
And the
part of-
Fish Tank is on there, and
It's 'cause
also
it's streaming,
People's
yeah.
Choice.
yeah,
And I think that's the only 2 off the top of my head.
Yeah, those are the
Jell-
only, those are the
with
ones
Jello's
streaming
on
now.
there.
yeah.
The one
Yeah,
with
that's
Jello's
right.
on there.
But
Sky's
he's
Falling.
he's
But anyway,
constantly
Joy.
he's constantly as part of her nighttime routine. She likes to listen to different music,
that's
and
great.
he's always
That's
throwing
cool as hell.
in
That's great.
some of his stuff that he'll ask the device to play it, and I'm just like, oh dear God, what is this? And and sometimes I'm like, okay, this is good, and sometimes Maddie and I are looking at each other like, what in the hell?
Well, yeah.
What?
Dad's gonna dad. What
Well,
are you
I
gonna do?
even did
Mm.
Jingle the Dog's Collar by Butthole Surfers. I
Nice.
snuck that in.
Which we've learned she cannot say butthole.
Well, that's
She'll-
a good thing,
She
She'll
right?
beep it
says,
out.
yes, she'll say jingle the dog's collar by the boop boop surfers. And so now
Oh
I've
my
accused him
God.
of asking her to play that just so that he can hear her go
It's
boop
on.
boop.
Well, I'm gonna
Oh
go
my
try
God.
that now on my own
Yeah,
device.
so
That's
I don't
Yeah.
have
crazy. I
those
love that.
devices. Those
Yes.
things
Now-
creep me out, man.
You can also set it to
I
have
get
a
that.
different accent.
Oh,
The one in the
boy.
living room has Australian.
Oh,
The one
Canadian. I
in the
wanna get a
bedroom is
Canadian one.
Oh,
Canadian.
there you go.
Canadian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
I'm
do
Canadian.
Canadian.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Canadian, Australian, British, and Indian for a little while. Ours sounded like Apu from The Simpsons. So yeah, you can have that fun with it.
That's crazy.
Yes,
Nice.
and for the Star Trek nerd in you, they will do certain commands from Star Trek.
Excellent.
But
From
don't
Spock?
do shields up because they'll call emergency services.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
That's
we
rough.
learned that. We learned that.
We're learning it the
That's
hard
so
way,
weird.
huh?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. See, those things creep me out, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
we
That's
also
Big
learned,
Brother right there.
yeah, we also learned don't make the wake word computer if it's in the room with the TV where you are watching Star Trek.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be
Right,
a
of
lot
course
of back and
Yes,
forth.
because it's like,
Holy
computer
crap.
fire torpedoes, and the next thing you know, your neighbor Brad's truck is on fire, and it's a whole thing. So
Okay, well, it
No,
looks like
Ted,
she'll fart too if you ask her.
Oh,
how about
boy.
that?
Yeah.
Speaking of
It's-
bodily functions, these guys will be unsurprised that I'm going to need to take a little.
Oh, well,
Oh,
we're
man.
wrapping up.
We're wrapping up.
We're
Okay,
wrapping
all right,
up.
all
So,
So that's okay.
hold it, man. We're wrapping
Hold
up.
it. Just,
Okay.
you're almost
Well, go-
there at the
go ahead.
finish line.
Where to find you, blah, blah,
Yes,
blah,
yes.
blah.
Plug
Give us that,
away.
plug
Plug away.
Yeah, so we're on all the podcast platforms, right? You got your Spotify's, your Apple Music, your Google Play, all that kind of stuff. We are the No
Matthew
Means
Splatter.
Nothing podcast. Sometimes No Means No Thing, people say. You can say it either way. It's all kind of one
All
word.
one word.
We're also on the Instagrams at No Means Nothing on Instagram, and we're kind of on Twitter, but I don't fucking do shit on Twitter. I'm the kind of social media guy.
Oh, yeah,
but
just, nah.
for those that are really who are into the podcast, where we hang out the most is on the Old People's social
Old
media network,
fart,
which is
yeah.
Facebook, and that's the only thing I really do on Facebook anymore is hang out in that group and talk to other No Means No fans. So that's where you can find us. You can also email us at the No Means Nothing podcast at gmail.com. We even have a goddamn fucking phone number. I don't remember what the number is anymore because no one calls that except for Chuck. Hey, Chuck.
Shut up. Oh, God.
1-800 No means no.
Well, Chuck
Yeah,
can hang
yeah.
out with Teddy. So there
Yeah, there
there
we
we
go.
go.
Chuck and Teddy. Chuck and Teddy,
Yes.
our two mascots. Our
But
mascots.
Matthew, don't forget to give us a mailing address so he can send you that CD.
I'll do that.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Or
That's
you know
incredible.
what? You
Thank you
can
so much.
send it to me and I'll bring it to Matthew or send it to him.
However,
Because it'll be
as long as
cheaper
it's
if
to
you
think-
do it that way.
I think they can
It's
get
all good.
CDs in Canada.
We can.
Oh,
Yeah.
cost-wise, that's true. That's
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's an international mailing thing.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Put
no,
it in a
Brooks.
slot between 2 blocks in my igloo.
There you go.
No, send it to me and I'll
Well-
get it to him.
All
This
Well,
has
right.
everyone
been-
do it. It's all good.
Somebody
this has been
send
a
us a
hoot.
mailing address.
So,
We
yeah,
don't
we
care.
We will. We'll get you
Send
something.
us a mailing address and we'll get it to you.
got
Oh
it.
man,
So-
what a gift. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing.
That's very
So,
kind.
Well, you get to wrap it up.
Oh,
this
I'm
time.
wrapping it up. Well, this has
Yes.
been the No Means Nothing podcast, people. We got Matthew, Jonathan, and Strangey herself.
Jordan.
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 It's
Jordan.
strange.
Michelle, did I
Yeah.
call him Michelle?
Yeah,
You
no,
can call
that's
me
a
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Did I say Jonathan?
You did say
Yeah.
Jonathan, but
Jordan.
since I'm on a whole bottle
Jordan,
of
Matthew,
wine,
Uh-oh.
and Michelle.
I'm
my
like,
What's
cat's
your
whatever.
name?
awake.
There you go.
It's a J name.
Look
We're
at
all
my
here.
cat. He's
We're all
awake.
friends.
Yeah, we
Oh, it's
got
There he
Grayson.
goes.
And
we got
Grayson.
Matthew and the other two.
So thank you to
Yeah.
Gian
Yeah.
and Sarah.
It's been a thrill
Yeah.
to be on, Ian
Yes.
and Sarah. Thank you so
Ethan
much.
here thanks you.
Yep.
For-
Thanks, Ethan and Barbara. We've had a really great time on your podcasts.
Totes. Thanks, guys.
This has been a hoot. I cannot thank you enough for
Oh.
having us on. Really,
It's-
really fun.
It's been
Well,
fun,
hey,
even for
if you
a
guys-
group
Thank you,
I know
Evan and
nothing
Samara.
about. This has been great.
If you guys
so-
want to get it all together and come back on whenever you can.
yes,
let us
or
know.
let us know
Appreciate
the
it.
friend that's writing the book. We could have them on
Sure.
when it's
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
ready to go.
Sure.
Jason.
Yes.
I would not have a
Excellent.
problem promoting a No Means No
Yes.
book at all.
So
I would hope
So there
not.
we go.
send them our
Yes.
way. We'll have them on.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Hey,
guys.
This has been No
Yes.
Means No. This has been Drunken Housewife Review. We'll see you guys later.
Yes, thank you so much.
much.
Yay. It's right.